The 150cc segment has been a sweet spot for manufacturers for the longest time. And why not? 150cc bikes offer a great mix of performance and efficiency both. Now Honda's Unicorn has enjoyed some serious success in this segment as it has been one of the most reliable motorcycles. It has been comfortable with great performance and refinement as well. But somehow the bike never really appealed to those looking for a stylish 150cc bike, as it turned out to be really ordinary looking in every generation. But now Honda has got the CB Hornet 160R. Essentially the same motorcycle as the Unicorn, but it looks a lot more stylish. It has the same virtues in a much better looking package, and Honda is really trying to play the style game this time. They've done it earlier with the Dazzler and the Trigger, but both bikes didn't quite click as they would have wanted. So will Honda get lucky this time? Let's find out.
The Hornet looks striking with its triangular headlamp, wide tank extensions and nice looking alloys. Its rear 3/4 though is the best angle to look at the Hornet with its stubby exhaust, fat rear tire and X-shaped tail light. This is a nice looking motorcycle, and from the rear it even gives the impression of being a higher capacity bike. The plastic cladding on the fuel tank gets a carbon fiber look and tries to add more style, but I think a sticker or paint job would have looked better. The switchgear and digital display are the same as the Unicorn, and a sportier set would have given the Hornet some more jazz, I felt.
The Hornet uses the same engine as the Unicorn 160, but it has been tweaked to make some more power. In this guys, the engine makes 15.9 PS, which is one of the highest in the segment. It feels the same in terms of refinement as the Unicorn, but yes, you have to rev it harder to get some more performance, and that's where you experience a slight buzz. That said, this engine does not feel as powerful on the road as it feels on paper.
The Hornet uses the same chassis and suspension setup as the Unicorn and has the same agility while feeling more confident thanks to fatter tires. Its 140 section rear tire has a rounded profile which helps you lean harder into corners and adds to the sporty feel. Ride quality is comfortable but not as plush as the Unicorn, but that's understood considering the Hornet's sportier intent. As far as handling is concerned, the Hornet does have the go to match its show.
To sum it up, the Honda CB 160R is a nice looking motorcycle with likable performance. It also offers good efficiency, and above all it does look very stylish. But is this really the best premium 150cc motorcycle? To decide that, I have the best sellers in the segment with me right now, which is the Suzuki Gixxer and the Yamaha FZ-S. Now both bikes are hugely popular as they are efficient, they offer good performance and handling and look stylish. Time to see how the Hornet fares against them then.
Suzuki's Gixxer is the sportiest looking of the lot, as its styling is inspired from Suzuki's GSX-R series of sports bikes, especially that fuel tank. A split grab rail and smart looking LED tail lights also add to the Gixxer's looks. Its design may be over a year old, but the Gixxer looks fresh even today. Its engine is the most refined of the lot too, and a few minutes in the Gixxer saddle are enough to tell you that this is a well-engineered motorcycle. Its peak power output is lesser at 14.8 PS as compared to the Hornet's 15.9, but the Suzuki feels more responsive. It is more eager to accelerate, be it from standstill or in gear, and it has a stronger mid-range too. Full marks to Suzuki for this smooth, responsive engine. The Gixxer also feels more engaging to ride thanks to its brilliant chassis. There's a sense of agility to the Gixxer that is missing on the Hornet. Both bikes are good fun in the hills, but the Gixxer feels lighter, more confident and more fun to ride. The FZ-S is the oldest here, but is still one of the most popular bikes in the segment. A facelift 2 years back gave its design a fresh lease of life, and the stylish fuel tank and neat looking rear are what make this Yamaha an appealing motorcycle even today. It also got a new engine as part of the version 2 update that claims to be smoother and more fuel efficient thanks to fuel injection. The FZ thus is the only bike here to get fuel injection, while the Gixxer and Hornet employ carburetors. That said, the FZ is also the least powerful bike here with just 13.1 PS on offer. The FZ thus loses out to the Hornet in terms of performance as the Honda feels quicker and faster. The Yamaha makes up for this loss in terms of handling though. It feels sportier and is good fun around corners with its well-sorted chassis and suspension that give it better flickability and confidence. The FZ's brakes are also one of the best here with a nice progressive feel which make it an absolute delight to pull rolling stoppies on. On the whole, the FZ feels dated as it loses out on several parameters to the Hornet. The Hornet also gets more equipment like the option of a rear disc brake, pedal discs, a combined braking system, and feels like a newer, more evolved product.
It's nice to see the way the 150cc segment has evolved. Now these three bikes here, they are the best in class. When I look at the Hornet, what I feel is that Honda has finally achieved what they set out to. It's a nice and stylish motorcycle with good performance, has got good fuel efficiency and comfort as well. Overall, I think it feels and looks better than the Yamaha FZ, but it's a completely different story when I compare the Hornet to the Gixxer. Now the Gixxer is the better looking motorcycle of the two, and of course it's got a peppy engine. Well, it's slightly lesser powerful than the Hornet, but it's a lot more fun to ride, and the Gixxer even puts a wider smile on your face with its handling. Of course, the Hornet gets slightly more equipment like combined braking system and the option of a rear disc brake which the Gixxer does not, and it's slightly more efficient as well. But that hardly takes away the fact that the Suzuki Gixxer is a fantastic motorcycle to ride. In our opinion, this bike is still the king of the premium 150cc segment.